Call the meeting to order. Please rise, pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call for a motion to approve the minutes of the May 25th, 2021 meeting.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? No one. Motion carries. Public forum for this evening? Nothing? No one? Okay, we'll move on to presentations. Call up to the podium Mr. Kerwin Moyer, our athletics director, to go over the fall season for 2021.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank the Board of Education and Superintendent Wiles on behalf of our athletics department for having us this evening as we honor and recognize the accomplishments of our student athletes from the abbreviated Fall 2 season that we had during the month of March and April. Before I begin, I just want to put a huge shout out and a thank you to all of our coaches and the student athletes who have been participating in our sports programs this year. We all know it's certainly been very difficult and challenging, and they've risen to the occasion. They've done a great job, and we have a lot to be proud of, and we want to recognize that tonight. During the Fall 2 season this spring, essentially March and April, we provided 7 varsity programs. We had boys cross country, field hockey, football, girls soccer, boys soccer, girls tennis, and volleyball. During that season, we had a total of 96 student athletes participate at the varsity level. We had 5 of our teams earn a New York State Public High School Athletic Association Scholar Athlete Team designation. Out of those 96 athletes, 51 of those athletes earned a grade point average of 90 or higher during the third quarter marking period, and that's awesome. That's excellent. And we're going to recognize many of them tonight as they are here. And finally, we had 12 of our athletes earn all-star recognition, either at the league, section, or at the state level. And a number of those athletes are also here this evening. I'd like to continue by sharing the Team Scholar Athlete designation for the Public High School Athletic Association. These were our 5 programs. And just as a reminder, I've presented this before, and 75% of the roster on a team had to have a combined average of 90 or higher. So I'll share that out as well. So leading the way was boys soccer, our Section 9 Class B champions this year, 96.59. At a combined team average of 96.59, with 11 athletes earning a 90% or higher. Girls soccer was next. They had a 95.98 GPA, with 16 athletes out of their roster, 16 athletes having a 90 or higher. Boys cross country had a 94.94 average, with 2 of our athletes earning a 90 or higher. Continuing on, our girls tennis program continued their spot in this award. They had a 92.51, with 3 of their athletes earning a 90 or higher. And finally, our field hockey program had a team average of 92.17, and 8 of their athletes on the roster had a 90 or higher. So again, congratulations to all of those teams and the coaches for those respective sports. So next up is we're going to recognize our kids. We have certificates from the board that we'd like to honor. And the first grouping is our student athletes that had 90 or higher during the third marking period. So I know a number of those athletes are here tonight. When your name is called, would you please come on up? You can stand here. I've asked Mr. Pabone to get a photo at the end, if you would. So Mrs. Wiles, would you like to help me?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So I'm going to go alphabetically. You good?
Yeah.
So we're going to go alphabetically, and let's also read here. So Serena Serena Aliquin. So she may not be here. Ethan Alexander. Adriana Anderson. Gavin Baxter. I think I saw Gavin here. After Gavin, we have Zoe Beadle. Yeah. Thank you. Karshaw Biswas. Haley Broussard. Congratulations, Haley. Tanae Carter. Gabriella Castro, sorry. Isabella Castro. I know they're both here. Rachel Cataldi. Justin Conacher. Julia Connor. Zoe Copeland. Skylar Davis. Michael Doria. Walter Evans. John Gattaca. Stefan Gattaca. Sarah Gonzalez. Madeline Hemstreet. Noah Hemstreet. Gabriella Hine. Canverul Islam. Elizabeth Jacobs. Miranda Jones. Samia Khan. Tyler Lamondola. Manaya Laurel. Hannah Lutz. Jessica McHugh. I know Jessica's here. So. Daniela Membrano. Ashley Nunavero. Jacqueline Nunavero. Janelise Hilario. Haley Pinkerus. Carlos Raybon. Kevin Raybon. Carlos Raybon, Kevin Raybon. Congratulations. Heather Reed. Andrea Rivera. Valentina Rivera. Travis Sahlstrom. Sarah Stevens. I think I saw Sarah here. Lauren Story. Amelia Torres. Ireland Travis. Ryan Thompson. Nathan Town. Matthew Urquia. Eric Wright. And Alexander Zweck. Again, those are the student athletes recognized, 51 out of 96 that earned a 90 or higher. So let's get these guys in for a photo. Two rows. Mrs. Wiles and President of Nutrition, do you want to be part of the? Okay. You guys good?
I'm gonna pick me up down.
Okay, another round of applause and to our student athletes. Congratulations on doing a great job both in the classroom and on the athletic fields and in the gymnasium. Okay, our final group that we're going to recognize are our All-Stars. And we are going to start off with our field hockey All-Stars. And the first person that I'd like to recognize to come up is Elizabeth Jacobs. She was recognized as a Section 9 All-Star on the honorable mention team. Elizabeth Jacobs. Yeah. Rachel Cataldi was named to the Section 9 All-Star third team. Congratulations, Rachel. Our next All-Star also made the third team, Aaron Brearley. I don't think Aaron is here. And our final field hockey All-Star for the Fall 2 season is Ireland Travis, Section 9 All-Star first team. Congratulations, Ireland. Okay, continuing on, we're going to add our next set of All-Stars from our football program. We have two of them this evening to be recognized. First one is Walter Evans, a Section 9 All-Star as an all-league selection. And the next award goes to David McCombs. He was considered a Section 9 All-Star at all section, which also means that he was all-league, but he was considered one of the all-section recipients regardless of our class size. So David McCombs. Our next set of All-Stars represent our girls soccer program, and we had two. Again, very proud of both of these athletes as well. One's a senior who recently signed to CUNY Staten Island. Isabella Castro, Section 9 girls soccer Class B All-Star. And our next soccer player is a junior, Sydney Franza. In addition to being named in Class B All-Star, she was named to the All-Section team. It's a great honor. And Sydney's also a track and field athlete. And congratulations to Sydney. Okay, and our final group of All-Stars represent our boys soccer program, and they were all key members of our championship run. And it's an honor to recognize them as well as we wrap up our All-Star selections for the Fall 2 season. First is Brandon Gonzalez, Section 9 boys soccer, Class B All-Star. Next is Christopher Leone, Class B All-Star. Next is Kershar Biswas, Class B All-Star and All-Section team. Congratulations to Kershar. And our final All-Star is senior Gavin Baxter, who signed a celebratory signing for Utica College recently. Class B All-Star, named to the All-Section team. And I love it when I get messages from Coach Mead. He was also named to State Small Schools 5th team All-State team just the other night on Sunday night. Congratulations, Gavin. Okay, this represents our All-Stars from the Fall 2 season. Again, another round of applause. Very proud of them and their work, and also their coaches as well. Again, on behalf of the Athletics Department, I want to thank the Board of Ed for having us here tonight to recognize our student athletes and all that they've done to promote positive school spirit and energy for our school district during this COVID-19 year. Thank you.
On behalf of the Board of Education, we would like to thank all the students and their families. You made us proud, and you're certainly a reflection of our community and your district, so good luck and congratulations again on behalf of the Board of Education. Round of applause once again for our athletes. I know you guys must have some studying to do, so we'll take a 5-minute recess while you guys exit the building if you'd like to go.
Izzy and Sid Franzo.
We'll continue on with our agenda for this evening. I'd like to call up to the podium Principal Nicole I and Assistant Principal Jessica Matarazza to discuss the proposed reading programs of Wonders and Intuit Reading. Board members, you will consider a recommendation tonight on which reading program, based upon the information that you're going to hear tonight, that the principal and the superintendent are recommending to the board. Well, again, ready. I'd like to thank both the principal and assistant principal for coming here this evening to give this information to us. Thank you.
I just want to say good evening and thank you to the Board of Education, Superintendent Wiles, Assistant Superintendent Ms. White, and Assistant Superintendent for Business, Mr. Napoli, for having us here today. Jessica and I are going to go over and present to you the kind of the progress and the process that we've done for the past, I don't know, 5-6 months. It seems like a long time. We did kind of do it in a quick matter, but just go over the reading program. So thank you again for having us. So we are looking right now into a K-6 reading program. And I just want to present a little data to you before. As you all know, we are a targeted district right now with the middle school that was just designated TSI school. Along with that, this is just some data. This is the last state testing data that we have to present to you because we haven't had any testing since then. So 2019 state testing data, these kids are now in 5th grade. So if you can look, and it's a little bit hard to see, students reading below grade level, the 5th graders right now are currently at 61%. This is based off the 2019 state testing data. Grade 4, now currently grade 6, 61%. And grade 5, currently 7th graders are 63% based on the 2019 state testing data. So some key ideas of why we are looking at a reading program. So our goal as educators and as a Board of Education or as a school district is to see every kid succeed and the foundation to be laid at an elementary level. So literacy is essential for work and life. As K-2 educators, our goal, as I just said, is to really see our students graduate, walk across stage, and be able to be very successful parts of the community and society. With that skill, literacy is number one. K-6 students are below level in literacy, our K-6 students. Our gaps now are going to be even larger with a pandemic, and widespread literacy gaps are going to be even now larger. We have a new program, an instructional practice. Any new program that we instill in the elementary building will need to emphasize differentiation moving forward, as our students' gaps are going to be even widened now based on the pandemic. What are we currently using in the elementary building? We are currently using in grades K-2 the Super Kids reading program, which was adopted for kindergarten in the year 2017. And 2018-19, which was my first year at Ellenville Elementary School, pre-K, 1st grade, and 2nd adopted the Super Kids program. For grades 3 through 6, we are currently using the HMH Journeys program, which was adopted in the year 2014-15. Why are we looking at a reading program right now? Our current Journeys program that the grades 3 through 6 is using right now is not aligned to the next gen standards. Think Central, which is the HMH Journeys online component, is no longer available. And New York State has also identified the middle school as a targeted support and improvement school, which is a TSI, beginning in the year 2021, which was this school year, based on our ELA and math state test scores. At this time, the elementary school is at risk of also being identified as a TSI school. So again, why now? Our building is now being reconfigured with 6th grade coming down, so it's a perfect time to align the entire K-6 program. And Super Kids, unfortunately, does not offer a K-6 program. It only offers a pre-K to 2, really K to 2, and it drops off. There's no other program that aligns to pick up at the 3rd grade level. It's a little hard to see here, but our adoption timeline, and I'll just quickly go over it. The February through March, myself and Jessica researched curriculums and which ones to bring to the building. We met with the curriculum committee to also discuss the programs. April of 21, we did demos for both the HMH Into Reading and the McGraw-Hill's Wonder program. We had feedback surveys in April based on the programs. Then in May of 21, we did some more feedback surveys and we prepared these presentations. Yesterday, I presented to the curriculum committee, and tonight I'm here presenting to you. Our goal within June through August is to order materials, to get them in the hands, hopefully, of the teachers before they leave for June, if they prefer to take some of the materials home with them to look them over, offer some professional development over the summer if teachers are able to go to it. And then in September to June of next year, ongoing professional development and coaching based on the program that we choose. Fidelity, making sure everything is followed through really to a task, and looking at the assessment data based on the year that we just had based on using the new program. I think it's going to be really important to really use the program with fidelity. We know not one size program is going to fit all the needs of our children, any program that we would adopt. So with using it with fidelity, we'll be able to see any holes or gaps that we might have, and then moving forward, we can see where things may need to be supplemented. So at this time, I'm going to tell you that I, as the building principal, I know Ms. Matarazza and the curriculum committee yesterday was all chose the inter-reading recommendation for to adopt moving forward into the next school year. Our children right now are national statistics of 60% below reading level, and we want better for our children here at Ellenville. The inter-reading offers a reading workshop model with strong emphasis on differentiation, which is going to be very important that we meet the needs of the students at their level moving forward. And I'm not just talking about students that may be below reading level or average reading level. I'm also talking about the students that may be above reading level, and what are we doing to differentiate inside the classroom for students that are also above level. We're talking about small group, page-by-page instructional support, a very strong emphasis on a phonics instruction with K2 digital phonics and interactive practice for our K2 learners, which also can be used through K6. So if we have some struggling students that are in 6th grade or 5th grade that might be struggling with some of those phonics, that will also be available for them. Tabletop anchor charts, not only for the guided reading instruction, but for writing and for our ELL learners. There's a separate 30-minute writing workshop instructional block for the students each day. So it's not embedded into the reading. It's actually another 30-minute instructional block for writing each day also. The full K6 library is available online for any teachers to use. So 6th grade teachers, 5th grade teachers may utilize 3rd or 4th grade material also. And they also partners up with the Mindset Works program, which is fostering resilience, which we know we're all going to need along with our students when we return in September. Believing every student should have the opportunity to develop a growth mindset and increase motivation and achievement. So yesterday I presented to the curriculum committee, and it was an 8-1 with the recommendation that the committee also went with the HMH inter-reading program. So the cost for the program, I've outlined 2 costs here for the program. The HMH inter-reading cost proposal, programs for the first year adoption with all of the assessment tools and consumables is $173,000, and the program that I would recommend for the building with the additional coaching professional development is $180,000.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? John?
Thank you for your presentation. I've learned on the board that you go with the experts' recommendation, and so if that's what you recommend, that's what I would go with. Every few years, the newest magic elixir comes along in a reading program. I understand the shortcomings of the super kids that we used before, and that it only went through K through 3, and this is a K6, so that's why you feel it's more valuable. You mentioned that we had a 60% below reading level rating. And I'm certainly not putting you on a spot on this because I know it's a new program, but what kind of gains do you think we can make with the new program?
I really think that the emphasis on the small group and differentiation and really meeting the needs, it's not a whole lesson. Like, I'm not going to stand to you like I just presented the entire time to you. I'm going to do that for a 10-minute short mini lesson, 15 minutes each day. Then the kids are going to be broken down according to their reading level. And then I'm going to bring you all back and talk about what we've learned and that skill that we've learned that day. And then not only that, but you're going to get another 30 minutes a day on just a writing workshop based on that same kind of model. So it's really going to be tailored. Again, I would never sit up here to tell you that any program is going to be a one-size-fits-all. But we're going to do the best we can with the program.
Thank you.
Other questions? Iris?
I just wanted to know, when you purchase a program, so you're getting everything you need for K through 6.
Correct.
And I have to say, I love to hear the word phonics.
Yeah.
You know, it seems to have gone by the wayside for so many years. That,
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the reasons that we really enjoyed looking at it and it also.
Anybody else? What is the timeline for some concrete data that shows will show some significant results either one way or another? What's the timeline on this program?
I mean, I think you definitely have to give it with fidelity the year to look at, what was addressed, what was not addressed. I would say at least 2 to 3 years. with using it with fidelity. I may say a shorter amount of time if our students were not coming out of a pandemic.
And I go back to the statement that Mr. Burns made, and that, every few years we get a program that comes along, and it seems to be the cure that we're looking for. Did we have we spent a lot of money on the Super Kids program. Were we able to measure that at all to see if we had successes, failures? What do we have with that?
So I definitely think there were some gains and some losses. It's, I'm not going to stand up here to tell you that, I was there for a year with the program, then a few months, and then we went into a pandemic, and now this entire year we've been with the pandemic. So out of the 3 years that I've been here, a year and 3 months we used the program. So the data is not as strong as I would like to see it. I think it is weak in some areas also, especially writing, where our kids are really on the downhill slide. And I think that the phonics instruction could be a little bit stronger for a K-2 program.
And I like to see this small group differentiation in the classroom, so this offers that, correct?
Correct.
That's good. John?
I think also that we saw growth in the Super Kids, is what our assistant superintendent told us. But again, if you want to get a measurement from where we start in K to 6, it seems like this program would do a better job because you would have your benchmarks as you move along.
Absolutely. I mean, I think any program that's going to be consistent at K6, I think if Super Kids had a continual program to pick up in third grade, we might have been able to see that. But the fact that third grade teachers couldn't use any materials that second grade, where if they had struggling readers, they'd be able to use that program. We didn't see that.
Iris?
Is there teacher training involved in using this?
100%. This program actually is very full of the teacher professional development coaching, and I talked to Superintendent Wiles today, and that's why I asked to actually take the program that actually had more professional development, because I think it's going to be very important that our teachers feel very comfortable using the program.
So when does that professional development take place?
So I think some of it will happen over the summer, but we know that that's optional for teachers, so they don't. It will happen all year long. I know September, beginning of the year, we're going to have a strong emphasis on that, so everyone feels comfortable moving, and then it will happen throughout the school year.
And if we have to go into a second year, if people want more support, we'll continue to look at that.
Anybody else? Nobody? I'd like to thank the principals again for coming out, and we will take up your resolution in just a few.
Thank you.
Moving on to reports, information, and correspondence. I have nothing for this evening. Board membership? Nothing. Move on to Superintendent, Ms. Lisa Wiles.
So as we wind down the school year, I mentioned before, we are planning on having a traditional graduation on Friday, June 25th. Information's being sent out, letters gone out to the parents. The guidance is changing continuously. We had all types of correspondence we started to receive on Friday regarding using masks inside, outside, requirements, not requirements. So right now, the way the guidance looks is that masks outside are not required. We are asking for a clarification about social distancing with no masks on outside. But right now, that is the guidance. Vince, as the COVID coordinator, will comment on that after. But we are planning on doing as many different types of activities as we can safely in accordance with the Department of Health. In addition to that, we've been working with the town and the village on making sure that a summer program happens here. So it'll be a busy time on campus this coming summer. We'll be doing some work on the roofs. We will also be hosting the YMCA program, the Town of Warsing Recreation Program, not the YMCA, here for the summer camp. That will happen. We've talked about the pool and some of the struggles we've been having with the pool. We're shoring up some supports in the pool so that we'll be able to open that up. We'll have that work start next week. I spoke to Tony Pace today. They're planning on working on the pool to start to get it filled. So we're planning on summer camp happening here, along with the pool being opened. Along the lines with the pool, I'll say this to the board, we're planning, once we get the pool open this summer, to have a joint meeting with the village and the town. because we have to start looking at some long-term proposals. I think this came up at the last board meeting on what it is we're going to do with that pool or another pool, but seem to have different issues, different years. And we know that the pool is very old and will continue to have those issues and problems until we start looking at some long-term commitments and options. So those meetings, or a meeting, will happen between the three boards this upcoming summer. We are planning on having summer school K through 12. The Boost Academy will go K6. 7, 8, 9 summer school will be here on campus. 10, 11, 12 will be at the Sullivan BOCES campus. So there is a great shortage of teachers this summer that are available for summer school. That's why we have to go to two different programs to provide the most opportunities. And the Ulster BOCES program has enhanced the teacher salaries this year to try to get more. But I think after such a very challenging year with COVID, I think many people need a break this summer and have decided not to maybe, teach summer school. So they are looking for teachers. If anyone is interested that might be watching, or within even our own staff that's interested in teaching over the summer, you could email me and we'll forward your name over, or please, contact Ulster County BOCES directly. They are looking for staff. And that's all I have this evening.
I have a question.
Yes.
We used to do summer school with Round Out every other year, so
Yes.
that doesn't happen.
We are going to revert back to that. From what I understand, Rondout and some of the other schools in the county were going to look at a full remote option, and we wanted to have in-person summer school. So our programs and goals didn't align this year, but we plan on going back to that model where one summer it's here, the next summer it's in Rondout. One of the other things we've learned is that if we can arrange for the transportation of our students, we're going to be transporting our students to Sullivan BOCES. When we go back to the sharing of summer school on campus between Rondout and Ellenville, we hope that we'll be able to continue to provide transportation. It makes a big difference for students other than taking the UCAT.
BOCES. We've used Sullivan BOCES before for summer school.
We haven't, but because of the shortage of teachers,
The only place.
yeah, we'll always, and are required to use Ulster BOCES first, but if there's a need for a student to take a class that Ulster BOCES cannot provide, we're going to go to where we need to. And we've tried to focus on in-person. There are a couple of 11th and 12th grade classes that we've agreed to offer remotely if we can find no in-person teacher. So we are trying to bring students back into the buildings just to transition into an in-person model for the fall. But that being said, there are some classes, if we can only do remote, for whatever reason, that's what we're going to do. So we're trying to provide as many options so that we can get as many students engaged for credit recovery or support and help.
Jody?
So with the summer school going on here and construction and the camp, we do have enough room to house everybody, and everybody will be accommodated.
Yes, with the safety protocols in place, we've been talking and ongoing discussions with the town to make sure that their program will be primarily outside. I know Vince has had some discussions with Supervisor Hauk for rainy days, possibly allowing them to use the cafeterias. They had asked for using the gyms, but the gym floors have to be redone. And, with the contractors and really the cost of construction and the timing of construction is just very challenging right now. So we want to make sure that we can get our work done in the buildings that are normal maintenance procedures without having those types of conflicts with the camp. But we are working with them to try to do as much as we
We will be
can.
able to accommodate them for rainy days and.
Yes,
Okay.
we've had ongoing discussions with them about that.
Anybody else? If not, thank you, Mrs. Wiles. We'll move on to Assistant Superintendent for Business, Mr. Napoli.
I have nothing to report to in my report tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Mrs. Kelly White.
Good evening. Just to expand on one comment regarding academic summer school, The counselors will be doing some initial outreach over the next 2 weeks to see who is going to commit to going to our summer school programs. Rolling B shared that access to drivers could be limited over the summer, so we really need commitments early from families. So typically, we don't register till closer to the end of the year, but there will be outreach done. So if you're intending on sending your child to summer school, it's really important that that information is communicated to the counselors, and there'll be outreach ongoing over the next 2 weeks. Additionally, on this Friday, the Panorama Education Survey will go live and remain open through June 25th. There was a mailing that went out last week that summarized the details of the survey, and that copy of that mailing is also available on the district website. But just to summarize it, the survey is available to all district parents or guardians, all district faculty and staff, and students in grades 3 through 12. So this is the same survey that was administered in the fall. We used those survey results to set some goals for our school improvement plans. And we'll be taking a look to see what our progress was on the goals that we set, and also set goals for next year's improvement plans. So it's really, really important that all of our eligible stakeholders participate. We'll be doing reminders through robocall and our social media platforms throughout the survey window to remind people. Survey goes directly to the email address. If you're a district employee or a student, it'll go directly to your student email. Parents or guardians, it will go to the email address that you've provided the school. If you, for some reason, don't receive the email, or you don't have an email address, please contact the district office, and we can have you come in and take the survey here in our office. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes. So we hope to see a really good turnout so that we have some accurate data to look at as we develop improvement plans moving forward. That was it.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to personnel resolutions for this evening. Under 6.1, recall physical education teacher. Resolve the following employee shall be recalled effective September 1, 2021. Andrew Grigliano, physical education.
Second.
Moved, seconded, discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie? Geneva?
In favor.
In favor.
Motion carries. Thank you. 6.2, resignation. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be it resolved that the resignation of Adria Rhoda, math teacher, be accepted effective July 3rd, 2021 with regret.
So moved.
Second.
Move seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor.
Motion carries. Go on to 6.3. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be it resolved that Stacy Hilton, who holds 2 pending New York State certifications as school building leader and school district leader, be appointed to a 4-year probationary position in the tenure area of assistant principal effective July 8, 2021 through July 7, 2025.
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
Seconded. I'd like to introduce Ms. Stacy Hilton. She is here. Could you please be recognized? Come on up. There she is. Thank you. We welcome you. We look forward to working with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Congratulations. Well, we got to vote, but. All right. All those in favor? Opposed? No one? Now congratulations. On to 6.4. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be it resolved that Felicia De Thomas, who holds an initial certificate in the area of social studies, grade 7-12, be appointed to a 4-year probationary position in the tenure area of social studies, grade 7-12, effective September 1st, 2021 through August 31st, 2025.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
I think we lost her.
We lost her, okay. Motion carries. 6.5, upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be it resolved that Jade Petro, who holds an initial New York State certificate in the area of social studies, grade 7-12, be appointed to a 4-year probationary position in the tenure area of social studies, grade 7-12, effective September 1, 2021 through August 31st, 2025.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
And we lost Geneva. So motion carried 8-0. 6.6, upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be resolved the following positions be created and approved: School District Computer Tech, Human Resource Specialist, Behavior Management Specialist, 3 school social workers, and 1 foreign language.
Second.
Move seconded. Discussion. John?
So are we in the process of interviews for these, Ms. Wiles, or did we have to wait for the budget or?
The budget had these positions in, so
Okay.
that it was approved. We've completed the interviews for the social workers. Those recommendations are on the board.
Right.
Foreign language, we had candidates, and they've got other jobs, but we had started setting up for that, so we reposted for that. We are posting tomorrow for the school district computer technician and the human resource specialist, the behavior management specialist. We've done those interviews, and the final interviews are coming to us. So behavior management specialist should be on the board meeting at the next agenda on the 22nd.
So we won't have any problems by September then?
We are really, I do have to say, just want to, thank Mrs. White. She's been, and the committees, they've been working really diligently. It's been a big challenge during the school year to do it. I think her report said we've done 91 interviews in the district. Say it again.
We're up to 95.
We're up to 95 interviews in the district, and it's made all the difference to start early. We have been recommending excellent candidates, and I'm really excited for the energy we're seeing with people coming in. So we still have some more to go. I did give you the vacancy sheet that we've been keeping up with.
Right.
And we have some estimated additional appointments on the 22nd, and hopefully by the reorg meeting,
Thank
we
you.
should be close to done.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva? 6.7, upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that Anise Rojas Castillo, who holds a provisional New York State certificate in the area of school social worker, be appointed to a 4-year probationary position of school social worker in the tenure area of social worker, effective September 1st, 2021 through August 31st, 2025.
So moved.
And moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
6.8, upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that Jasmine Cruz, who holds a provisional New York State certificate in the area of school social worker, be appointed to a 4-year probationary position of school social worker in the tenure area of social worker, effective September 1st, 2021 through August 31st, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
6.9, upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be resolved that Catherine Westbrook, who holds a permanent New York State certificate in the area of school social worker, be appointed to a 4-year probationary position of school social worker and in the tenure area of social worker, effective September 1, 2021 through August 31st. It's been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva? No, we lost her. Motion carries. 6.10, tenure appointment. Upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that Dawn Birnbaum, who holds a professional New York State certificate in the area of mathematics, grade 7-12, and who, upon completing a satisfactory probationary period ending September 4th, 2021, be granted tenure in the area of math effective September 5th, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva? Motion carries. 6.11. Upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, be it resolved that Jessica Matarazza, who holds a permanent New York State certificate in the area of school district administrator, and who upon completing a satisfactory probationary period ending July 1st, 2021, be granted tenure in the area of assistant principal effective July 2nd, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor.
Motion carries unanimous. Ms. Mazzarata, can you stand up? Congratulations. I know it seemed like an eternity, but congratulations. 6.12, tenure. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, be it resolved that Andre Spinelli, a fellow Highlander, I may add, who holds a professional New York State certificate in the area of school building leader, and who upon completing a satisfactory probationary period ending July 21st, 2021, be granted tenure in the area of principal effective July 22nd, 2021.
So moved.
Moved and
Second.
seconded. Oh, hold on, that's premature. We still haven't voted yet. It's been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor.
Now the motion carries. Congratulations, Andre. Can you stand up? Six point 13. Upon the recommendation of superintendent of schools, be it resolved that Kathleen Petros who holds a level 3 teaching assistant certificate and who upon completing a satisfactory probationary period ending September 1, 2021, be granted tenure in the area of teaching assistant effective September 2nd, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor.
Motion carries 9-0. Is she here? No. Congratulations.
Yes, in favor.
She got a double in favor. All right. Motion carries. Congratulations. Permanent appointment, 6.14. Upon the recommendation of superintendent of schools, be resolved that the appointment of Haley Gonzalez, cleaner, be made permanent following a successful probationary period of 6 months effective June 23rd, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor.
Motion carries unanimous. Congratulations, Haley Gonzalez. 6.15, allegation of discrimination. Be it resolved that the Board of Education accepts the recommendation of investigator Judith Crayland Maley with regards to an employee's allegation of discrimination pursuant to district policy 3420.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor.
Motion carries unanimous. 6.16, be it resolved the Board of Education hereby rescinds the resolution set forth as an agenda item 6.6 under personnel on the agenda of April 13th, 2021 regarding the resignation of Vince Napoli as the Assistant Superintendent for Business.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? You thought you were going to get out of this, didn't you?
We haven't voted yet.
We haven't voted yet.
Shame, John.
No further discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva? Geneva? If not, motion carries. Welcome back, Vince. You never really left. 6.17, be it resolved the Board of Education hereby rescinds the resolution set forth as an agenda item 5.8 under personnel on the agenda of May 25th, 2021 regarding the appointment of Michael Goldback as interim school business administrator.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor.
Motion carries. 6.18, summer professional development. Be it resolved that the superintendent is authorized to approve up to 20 hours of summer professional development, including curriculum writing, taken between July 1st, 2021 and August 31st, 2021 for each unit member of the Illinois Teachers Association at a rate of $41 per hour worked.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion.
We have a a registration and deadline time on these for the summer?
My goal is to, over the course of the next week, finalize with all of the providers and get that out to staff, in the coming days after that. So I'd say within the next week or two, we should have the registration information out to staff.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor.
Motion carries. Education resolutions for this evening. 7.1, student IEPs. Be it resolved, the attached list of student IEPs be acknowledged as appropriate. There are 37.
Move the list is presented.
Second.
List has been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor.
Motion carries unanimous. Reading program adoption. Resolved that the HMS Into Reading program be adopted for grades K through 6 for the 2021-22 school year, and be it further resolved that the textbooks and supporting materials be purchased at a cost of $180,868.
So move.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor.
Principal I, you have your program. Thank you very much. Under construction resolution,
Motion to move 8.1 and 8.2.
Second.
8.1 and 8.2 has been moved and seconded. Discussion? Iris?
I was just wondering when this construction is going to start now. Do we have an idea?
The roofing construction will start this summer. We'll let the contractor know that they can start mobilizing, so it will start as soon as school is out.
Okay. Thank you.
John?
We'll get all 3 roofs done this summer, Vince?
All the remaining roofs, with the exception of, and it's kind of hard to describe it, but there's a picture in the board docs regarding, there's a white roof over the elementary school, right? That's going to be put off because the cost of that roof as part of this scope of work was way more than what we thought it would be. So that roof is going to be bundled in with the addition of the elementary school new cafeteria. So hoping that the cost of the roofing will come down quite a bit by that time. So that roof will be done in 2 years when that cafeteria is finished.
And when we had a presentation a while back, the gentleman mentioned that we had the opportunity to buy the better of the 3 roofs.
That's exactly what we did. So I put in a brief summary document that talks about the liquid applied material, the cost of that versus what the EPDM, which is the rubber roof, which is what we have right now. It's significantly less. It's almost 50% less. The product is better. And what we're also doing is, and I've detailed it in that summary page, I call it laddering. That's like a financial term. But what we're doing is we're staggering the warranties of the roof so that in 20 or 30 years from now, the district isn't saddled with all the roofs at one time. So the roofs that we did 2 years ago, there's a 20-year warranty. The high school, middle school roofs, we're going to do a 30-year warranty, and then the elementary schools will do either a 20 or 25-year warranty. So it's not all happening at the same time. So it's spread out over 7 to 10 years.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I have a question, Vince. In regards to the roof you're putting off, are there any leaks in that roof?
So there were a couple leaks over the winter, and we talked to the construction manager today, and what we did over the winter, we'll bring in a contractor to address those leaks as they come up to mitigate any type of damming that would be happening on the roof. And the problem that we had this year is that we had a thaw and rain in the middle of the winter, and then there was ice buildup, and so we found a couple of leaks and we patched them. So throughout the winter, we'll spend a couple dollars out of the general fund to address them as they come up.
And prior to the winter, Lou's group said that they will come down and just troubleshoot also the roof so that we can be ahead of it. I do want to just make a comment about the information Vince included. I think that this modified roofing system we're using with the liquid poured roof is the right thing to do, especially because of the costs of the construction on the traditional roof, which really was estimated almost at 4 million, but right, 3.5, 4 million. But the cost of those roofs now, because of the cost of the rise in cost of construction materials, has been substantially more than that. So I think that this is good timing for us, and I think that, you know, they're holding our hand right through this process, and they're going to make sure that we're ahead of any leaks.
Okay.
And he also did say that by putting this off and rebidding that one section of the roof, he believes that there'll be better returns on the bid that way than just taking these prices. He thinks it's a little high for that area, right, Vince? That's what he said. And that we should be able to do better in another bid.
Thank you.
Just
Iris?
The liquid applied, did they have to remove any of the current roofing material, or it goes?
The only time that they need to do that is where the insulation is wet, and we did a thermal scan to find out where the roofing, where the insulation underneath the roof is wet, right? So those parts of the roofs will be removed, it's ripped off, and then it will be replaced, and then the liquid applied material will go over that.
And what color is the liquid material? Do you know?
I'm not going to answer that because I'm not 100% sure. I
I'm
know,
curious,
right.
because the white roof really helps to keep the heat down in a building.
Sure. You know, I'll find out. I know we talked about it. I
Yeah.
just can't
I
remember right
couldn't
now.
remember either, so, okay,
All right.
thanks.
Thank you. John?
So do we feel relatively secure that we won't have major problems with the elementary roof? I don't want water getting over Mrs. I's new reading program materials.
We are as confident as we can be. The contractor, when they came in over the winter, really got us out of a pickle. So now that we have them lined up, we have the construction manager who knows way more about roofing than I could ever imagine I would know. Yeah, so I feel very confident that we'll be able to handle anything that happens this winter.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Willie? Geneva?
In favor.
Motion carries. Under other, 9.1, resolve the following equipment be accessed and disposed. The home light trimmer.
Motion to move 9-1.
Motion. Motion to move 9-1. It's been seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor.
Motion carries unanimous. 9.2, Area 9 Director nomination.
Motion to table 9.2.
Motion to table. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second to table. Discussion.
I'm interested in knowing what additional information we could request about this.
Okay, so my understanding is that this is a nomination for our Area 9 Director to the New York State School Boards Association. And the gentleman that's brought up has been our area director for, I believe, 4 years now. And his responsibility is to keep all the superintendents and school boards apprised of what's going on the state level. And in checking with our superintendent, this gentleman has never appeared before our board or contacted our district. So that's why I made the motion to table this.
Can we
Iris.
request, a discussion with him, or send him a letter, or see what's going on with that?
I'm going to get more information, hopefully by the next meeting, just for some timelines for this and also the process. And yeah, we'll ask for him to do a presentation on where we are.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimous. Our next meeting is June 22nd, 2021. In the interim, is there anything anybody would like to see on the next agenda? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Move seconded. Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Willie?
In favor.
Geneva?
In favor, and you all have a good night.
Good night. We're adjourned.